Hello everyone, my name is BlackCreek Carlisle. I'm in Paul. I'm here to talk to you about my book, Willpower, Channeled Ancestral Spiritual Teachings on the Power of Will. Just to give you an idea of what sort of things are in the book. Basically, the book deals with the subject of what willpower is, how we find it, connect to it, strengthen it, how we use it to overcome our greatest challenges, and how we use it to manifest our dreams, our goals, our desires, and our highest potential. This book can and will assist you through any difficult situation or any transitional period in your life, anytime that you're trying to achieve a goal that you've been stuck on, or to help you to focus and also to be inspired and to cleanse and heal and strengthen yourself as a vessel of spirit, as a vessel of whatever gifts you are given to express, and as a vessel of the work that wants to come through you. So this is why I've written this book. Of course, I was a chosen vessel for this work. This work is not something that I would have done or even dreamed of. And it also has, in addition to the ancestral spiritual knowledge, it contains guided meditations, guided visualizations to help you to focus on your own specific questions. They're geared to allow you to go deeper within and to find your own answers within, and to be strengthened, and to release things, and to be empowered. And so I just want to share a little bit about this book, Being Still and Knowing God, the Divine Power, whatever term you use for the word, the source of all life, the source of all life. I wrote this book, or more accurately, I received this book as a result of my own daily practice, going within, turning within, and these teachings on willpower were given to me by grace of spirit, directly by spirit. Hence, this book wrote itself through me, and I was told to write the teachings down later, and that I would remember them, and indeed, that is what actually occurred. I was placed in a situation, a spiritual setup, whereby pretty much this was all I could do and all that life was requiring me at that time. And I was told to just listen, sit down, listen, be still, and do what I'm told. Nothing else, nothing more, and nothing else actually seemed to work at the time. So I chose to show up and do it. Despite all of my reluctance and uncertainty, I did. I did not like writing. Certainly didn't consider myself an author. I am a songwriter, composer. I have written poetry in the past, but no, I never dreamt of writing an actual book. I've done some compiling information for workshops in the past, but that's pretty much it. So I did those things when I was inspired. But here were some teachings, some writings given to me as teachings, already done through me, which I had to later handwrite on inspiration from spirit. The least I could do was listen, heed that call, allow myself to be a vessel, and go ahead and type up what was already given me, that I had handwritten, that was given to me. It's a total process. It's kind of something I would like to share more on once I begin doing willpower workshops, using the book and also other materials, whatever I'm guided to do, and whatever we're guided to do as a group. I think the group process involves everyone sharing as divinely guided and growing and everyone contributed. Anyway, so I went ahead and I did this. I wrote what I was given, and it turned out to be a teaching for me as well as for others, in more ways than one, on many evolving levels. I revisit this book myself over and over again, and it has helped many people through their most difficult times, and also times of new beginnings, support for that. Anyway, I simply agreed and accepted what was. Little by little, I let that work that wanted to come through me come through, just as it was transmitted or downloaded to me by Spirit. And Spirit gave it to me in finished form. All I had to do was write it out in a more contemporary grammatical form, of course, as guided by Spirit. And the teachings are actually verbatim. I didn't feel capable or qualified to such an undertaking. I just let it be what Spirit meant it to be, and allowed myself to become a vessel of Spirit. So this book was written by the power of will, a willingness to surrender, a willingness to show up and do what Spirit guided me to do. These teachings were given to me by Spirit in both words and vibrations transmitted to me, and later I would somehow, out of the blue, remember them and write them down. I was told to listen in the stillness of the night when I was receptive to Spirit, and to write them down later, and that I would remember them in order to do so. And this is what indeed happened. I was somehow, everything came forward and it came through. And I was writing these teachings, and then once I wrote it out, I didn't really quite understand it. I guess I was still in sort of in a heightened awareness, what some would call it a higher state, an alpha state, a trance state of being, where you're not fully in this earthly, it's hard to explain, but not fully grounded. So at that point, I was like, I don't quite get all of this. Didn't make sense at first, but then later I revisited everything that was written there, and I read through it, and I found that it did make quite a bit of sense. And it was actually a teaching. It was not just a teaching. I thought it would be for like a workshop. It actually turned out to be a book. So, unbeknownst to me. So I was merely, I was gaining a newer, deeper, more powerful understanding of what I thought I already knew. I was gaining, greater knowledge, deeper knowledge. And this was clear evidence to me that Spirit was the true author and teacher. And it could not be me alone. I was merely the vessel chosen to bring it forth, and that humbled me, and I was grateful for that gift. It's a process. After writing it all out in the flow, I was reluctant to type, and then I finished writing and typing, finished typing. And because of the self-doubts, apprehensions, I had a negative habit of not finishing things. I realized with subsequent teachings from Spirit that this work in itself would be an exercise in connecting to the will and overcoming my own blocks to being and doing. I knew somehow that this book and its teachings would touch my entire life with renewed vision, and thereby signal a huge breakthrough. And an opening for me. And so all I had to do was do what I was told, what the teachings instructed me to do, and us to do. And that I had to show up, be willing, and let Spirit do the work through me. Just be willing to show up and act. No matter what my level of faith, and I did that. So this was the first of the books. I actually wrote 3 books. This is the first. The other 2 is, I guess, free jazz improvisation, and the other is something about the music biz. But it was a great opening, and also other things started to happen in my life, recording projects that I put off for years and 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 years. So as you can see, it's a great opening and a great example. I am the poster child for this book. I am the poster child, listening deeper to Spirit, and as a way of life, as a practice, and being willing, tapping into the will, the higher will, connecting with your higher purpose, allowing yourself to be a vessel, and expressing what wants to come through you as a vessel, in whatever way you're guided, and doing that in service to self, but also to others. The intent to serve. This process has been and still is truly amazing for me. This sort of thing I didn't think happened to people like myself. You never think it's going to be you, right? I'd heard of similar things happening. In many aspects of this whole experience, becoming more of myself. Okay. Anyway, I knew I was an ancestral spiritual medium channel or spirit, and I did that in many ways, through music, through teachings, through counsel, through healing, through in any way, form, or fashion, drumming, dancing, chanting, expressing what is given me. So this is just another vehicle of expressing the higher will in service of humanity and also of self. One with all of humanity and all life. And one with all life. I've been a willing vessel. And mailing, and in this process, I go into more of what actually occurred, but it was a major healing for myself as well as others. I have many stories to tell, and perhaps in the gatherings, the Willpower teaching gatherings would be a great opportunity to share more of what the process was for me and continues to be. But becoming even a greater vessel of spirit requires a transformation, a healing, a deeper healing. That work was already begun many years, because it's a life journey. But in particular, when you answer a call as a spiritual healer, teacher, counselor, vessel, that becomes a journey within itself. A major journey that requires a cleansing of yourself, cleansing all, past, present, all from the past, healing in the present, and healing in the future. So I think I've said enough for now. I just wanted to let you know that this work has helped many people, but it also is helping me. It's a continued process. The healing never ends. You cannot be a healer what we call our, some of us are practitioners, and some of us practice certain traditions or certain techniques. But to become a vessel of spirit, to be a spiritual healer, requires, it's just a journey. And that journey is surrender. And to surrender to the higher will. And this book definitely helps me. It has helped me. It continues to help me. I revisit it because, like I said, it was not I alone. There's just no way. It gathered up so many things that from my past, from my present, all that I ever learned was I thought I knew became even, a greater understanding. So, and much more that I would never dream. So I just wanted to let you know that this work is available. The Willpower, Channeled Ancestral Spiritual Teachings on the Power of Will. And I hope that you're able to receive this work, this blessing that was given me to share. And I hope that it will benefit your life. And I know that it will if you are willing to receive. Okay, blessings everyone. Amen, Ashe, and Asana.